All right, we're here with Northeastern Athletic Director Jim Madigan. He joins us to talk about the university's plans to move forward with a state-of-the-art multi-purpose athletics and recreation complex. And Jim, thanks so much for being with us. What can fans and students at Northeastern expect with this new complex that you guys are looking to build?
Well, first of all, Joe, thank you for having me on. And this is going to be a state-of-the-art facility that's going to touch the whole Northeastern community, from our students, student athletes, faculty, and staff. It's going to be a place where people are going to come together, a sense of community, a sense of belonging. There's recreational elements in there for our general student population, for weight rooms and a cage upstairs for indoor recreation. We'll have basketball courts there. So our club intramural students will be able to participate. General rec will be able to participate. Then at the varsity level, we'll have brand new arena for men's and women's ice hockey programs. Our club hockey programs will play in there also. Intramural activities will go on. At the varsity basketball level, we'll have a state-of-the-art practice facility within the complex that will allow our basketball programs to attract the quality student athletes that we need to come into a nice new home that they've really never been able to experience over the years. Men's and women's ice hockey, same thing, the ability to attract quality student athletes to a new facility with all the amenities that are in every single new facility. So, it's exciting. I've been on the campus since 1981. To see the institution move in this direction is exhilarating, and one that we're all embracing with a lot of excitement and enthusiasm.
And you mentioned in the press release that this is going to be a game changer for Northeastern. Mm-hmm. Explain why that'll be the case with this new complex compared to what you guys currently have with Matthews Arena.
Well, we're in a wonderful facility of 115 years old, right? Matthews Arena, the old Boston Arena, that's been on the St. Vital Mass Ave block since 1910. But it's reached its youthfulness. And not having those modern day amenities has hurt us in some ways, detracted a little bit from that development. Matthews Arena is a single use activity for a building. This new multi-purpose athletic facility is going to have many activities happening at the same time. So you can have activities going on in the weight room for the general use, recreational basketball, up on the cage. There could be events. I also forgot to mention we're going to have men's and women's crew tanks, or men's and women's varsity crew programs, rowing programs will take advantage of some of those opportunities. You could have basketball going on, whether it be practice or maybe in the main facility. You could have a hockey game going on. So again, that sense of community, sense of belonging. And now it sends the message. It sends a clear message, not just to our student athletes, but to our students, that this is important. We're investing in your experience at Northeastern. We're investing in your recreational opportunities at the institution. And that's what makes it really exciting. We've got plenty of wonderful recreational facilities at Northeastern, but now this enhances it and provides more additional opportunities.
You mentioned this a little bit earlier, your relationship with Northeastern. You were a former player for the hockey team. You played you coached men's hockey as well. And now you're, of course, a part of the administration. So you have this very unique perspective of Matthews Arena, what it means to Boston in general. So I'll ask you this. What's this process been like for you to know that for the university to be successful in the future, you have to move on from a place like that, even though you have all these great memories yourself?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I came down from Toronto in 1981. The first building I went to Northeastern was to the arena, drop off my hockey equipment, and was met there by the two coaches, right, in September of 81. So, the history of the building, which I've come to embrace years ago, is significant. And you think of the political rallies that took place in there, right? Taft, Roosevelt, all the way through Kennedy and President Clinton. So all of those types of activities. You had activities from boxing and Muhammad Ali being in the space, figure skating in the building, and then all the Northeastern athletic events. But it was the city of Boston that hockey programs that all took advantage of playing their games in there, right? All the local colleges, BUBC and Harvard, Northeastern, all played their games there. And then we have all our history at Northeastern. My history is just a wonderful experience, a collection of moments and memories at Northeastern. And so there is a solemnness, there is a sadness, but then there's the excitement of what's going to be and the new opportunities that our student athletes are going to have. So the nostalgia is still there. That will never leave. The memories will never leave. We own the memories. We own the moments. But now's an opportunity to create new memories, new moments in a facility that the university is going to be extremely proud of. And additionally, it just rounds out our campus. So we have a major presence on Columbus Avenue, over on Huntington Avenue, now set back on Mass Ave and St. Paul Street, another large facility that is going to be a community builder for the university and builds out our campus and rounds out our campus. So there's so many wins along the way, as I said, for all the constituencies at Northeastern, but also for alumni, for the city of Boston who have their graduations at Matthews Arena right now, their ability to use the facility down the road. So it's just going to be a Boston Northeastern building that will have a significant impact on the city and our community.
Now that you've unveiled the plans, what are the next steps in terms of this whole process?
The next steps, are and there's a large team on the project that will continue working with the city and with the state. The city and the state have been tremendous partners, and that's for the university senior leadership to continue moving those initiatives forward. And for us, then shortly it's get ready, here we come, right? It's on the fundraising side of it. So reaching out to our friends and alums about support for this wonderful facility. Our Northeastern alumni community have always been supportive of these type of initiatives, and we're going to reach out to them, and certainly talked about the experience for our student athlete point. The fan experience in the new building is going to be tremendous. There's some unique features within the building. Our alumni fans, our alumni students, and supporters are going to just enjoy being part of the building, Joe, in watching basketball game, hockey game, whatever activities taking place. So, that process will begin, and then just watching the building, take shape. I look forward to when that first piece of steel is put into the ground and just seeing the erection of the steel in the building itself.
And then finally, Jim, what's the ideal timeline for the university to possibly see this complex open?
Yeah, and I think the university's addressed that, Joe, in the sense that we're working with the city and the permitting and all the approvals, and there's different agencies that the university is working with. So hopefully it'll be within the next year, but that's that will be determined. And as we continue moving down with our drawings and getting bids and whatnot, the financial budget finalized, we'll know more then, along with the permitting of the city, working with the city. But as I said, the city and the state have been tremendous partners, and we'll continue working with them towards that timeline.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time, Jim. I know the fans, the people, the city of Boston, as you've kind of hit on, as much as they'll miss Matthews Arena. Obviously, we're in a new day and age, and the complex, the pictures, they look great. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We really appreciate it.
Joe, much appreciated for having me on, and have a great day.